You pour your heart out in the middle of a chaotic night, and the only response you get is stark silence. It is an experience that leaves most people feeling like their words are simply hitting a ceiling and dropping back down. Our daily lives are built on a loop of immediate inputs and outputs. If you want dinner, an app brings it to your door. If you have a question, a search engine provides the answer in milliseconds. We have been conditioned to believe that a lack of an immediate response means the system is broken. This conditioning leads us to view God through the lens of a vending machine. We believe that if we input a specific prayer, we should see a specific blessing drop out of the bottom immediately. When that transaction fails, we often conclude that God is indifferent to our pain, or perhaps lacks the power to change our circumstances. Some of us decide he isn't there at all. This sense of isolation suggests a misalignment in how we perceive God's nature. To bridge that gap, we have to look at the incommunicable attributes, the specific characteristics that belong exclusively to God and define how he operates. Understanding these unique rules allows us to interpret the silence differently, shifting the focus from God's perceived absence to the specific ways he actually exists in our world. The first of these unique traits is omniscience, the state of possessing complete and simultaneous knowledge of all things. This timeline represents our experience of reality, a single, pulsing dot moving slowly through the present. God's perspective, however, encompasses the entire timeline simultaneously. He sees the beginning, the middle, and the end as one complete picture. Think of a person in a helicopter viewing an entire parade route at once, while we are standing on the street corner only seeing the float directly in front of us. This means God is never surprised. When a job ends or a diagnosis arrives, he isn't scrambling for a solution. Because he sees the finish line while we are still at the start, we can stop the exhausting work of trying to over-explain our situation to him. Omniscience suggests that what we perceive as silence is actually the byproduct of a perspective that is simply larger than our own. The second trait we must understand is omnipresence, the reality of God being fully present everywhere at all times. We often make the mistake of using our emotions to validate God's location. We assume he is only present during a powerful worship service or a moment of intense inspiration. But theological presence is a concrete fact, not a feeling. It means God is as present with you in the quiet of an empty apartment or the frustration of a Tuesday morning commute as he is anywhere else. Under the framework of omnipresence, the lack of an emotional high doesn't change the physical reality of his proximity. The final trait is immutability, God's completely unchanging nature. Daily life is a constant navigation of inconsistency. We deal with shifting cultural norms, with moody bosses, and shifting relationships. It is a tiring way to live. His character, his promises, and his love for you are fixed. Because he is already perfect, he cannot change for the better, and he will not change for the worse. Immutability means that an unanswered prayer occurs within the context of a character that remains identical to the one we trusted yesterday. Applying these facts to your life tomorrow morning requires a shift in how you process anxiety. When the silence feels heavy, you can test it against these three certainties. He knows exactly what you need, he is physically in the room with you, and his promises are as stable as they were 1,000 years ago. This suggests that God's silence isn't a failure to act, but rather a focus on a much larger, permanent restoration than the quick fixes we usually ask for. Integrating these truths is a slow process of recalibrating your expectations. As you move away from the vending machine mindset and toward an all-knowing, unchanging creator, the emotional highs and lows of your day begin to lose their power over your faith. Now that you have a clearer map of who God is, the next step is learning how to hear him through the noise of a chaotic world. I've made a video breaking down exactly how to recognize his voice, and you can watch it right here.